Okay, so this is Emmanuel, and he's done a short 30-second-ish piece, and he's gonna explain how he made this.
Basically, I used a MIDI keyboard, and I just found two sounds that work well together, and I programmed them in by hand instead of using the mouse.
Okay, so just could you set up a new track and just simulate what you did again? And then I can also see that you know how to set up. What sound did you use on your original tracks?
I used that one, 80s drum kit,
Okay.
and that was just sort of set up. And I just programmed it in by hand.
Okay. Did you play that into a click or anything?
No.
So you just played it in free time?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not working with like tempo or grids or anything like that?
No.
No, okay. If you wanted to, go into that bit you've just programmed.
Into this bit?
Yeah, okay. Did you ever go into the editor to correct anything if you made mistakes and stuff? Okay. If you did make a mistake, how would you get rid of a note?
Yeah, just click it.
Just click it again, okay. Alright, just go back to your project. What else can you tell me about how you made your piece? Is that pretty much it? You just set up two tracks, two sounds?
Finished it really. This is just the basic part of it.
Okay. Well, if I prompt you through a few things,
yeah.
let's go for that. Okay. Could you get yourself into the key editor? Would you know how to do that? Not the drum editor. The key editor. Would you know how to get in there?
It's on this.
You're going a bit quick. You've.
It's on here, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So if you wanted to put a note in there, how would you just put a note in?
Click and drag to the size that you want.
Okay. If you wanted to snap it to the grid, how would you do that?
Turn this on.
Okay.
So what you wanted.
Can you remember how you put that actually? Okay, well, is that snapping now that you've done that?
Yeah.
You sure? Is it actually on the lines when you click?
Oh no. Yeah, is it this one?
Don't worry if you're not sure how to do it. I'm just trying to work it out. Okay. How would you make one of those blocks shorter?
Just use your mouse and just drag it.
Okay. How would you make it a higher pitch if you wanted that note a bit higher in pitch?
Pull these up or put them down if you want.
Okay. Just have a think about what I'm asking you. Just try that again. If you think.
Yeah, you can drag it up.
Okay. Yeah. So if you wanted to like make it higher in pitch, not.
Yeah.
What did you just do back down here? What do you reckon that is then?
So.
What are you doing to it?
The actual sound, making it louder and quieter.
Okay. Do you know what word we that's associated to?
No.
It's okay. If you go back to just close this window, we'll come back to this maybe in a second. Go into your drum editor.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got those same lines at the bottom. If we just, can you move this out the way, this transport bar out the way? Okay. Can you look at this part, this tambourine?
Yeah.
Don't click it, but how would you see the volume of that tambourine there?
I'm not sure. Oh, this is.
Okay. Now, without you clicking on it or anything, that's quieter than these hits up here.
Yeah.
So you played it in. How did you make that quieter then?
Just playing it softer or harder.
Okay. Well, do you remember what that's called when you hit the keyboard softer or harder?
No.
Not too sure. Okay. The word's staring at you. Do you remember that term?
Yeah.
The velocity. Okay. Just have a think about that, because obviously you might learn now. You know what I mean? Which is not a problem. It's always good. Doesn't matter when you learn it, but you learn it now. Okay. So you know how to change the duration. You know how to change the note position. You know how to change the pitch. You know how to change what you'd call the volume, which is kind of right. but the velocity is some. We have to separate the volume, because if you think about it, imagine I said to you, don't do anything by the way, but imagine I said to you, turn that track up and down. Now turn up one note within the track. Where you turn the track up and down can't help you with one note.
Yeah.
So we need to sort of think about each note's got a volume, but you tend to think of it just a little bit differently with these pieces of software. So it's velocity, that you're changing. In other words, to sort of, but it is. You are right. It is the volume. Okay. You know how to add the note in with the mouse. You know how to add the note with the MIDI controller. How would you import? Imagine I give you a MIDI file. Do you know how to import that?
Just drag and drop it.
Okay, so you reckon you could just drag and drop it into that project?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know how to? If you can go back into, say, the key editor again for me, and we'll just pick a note. Say that tambourine note, the big one there in the middle.
Yeah.
How would you copy and paste that? Imagine you wanted to put it and copy it again.
Like that.
Okay. How would you copy and paste it if you were going to just use the keyboard without?
Control B.
Okay, that would give a duplication.
Yeah.
What would you do with the keyboard if you wanted to copy it, but not put it right next door? You wanted to put it, say, here.
Music. No, I'm not sure.
Okay, you'd be a little bit unsure on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be something maybe we can just try and come back to on that. Okay, if you were going to imagine going back to your project window, and I want you to add some audio loops to this project. How would you do that?
Just drag it.
I don't mean like okay, well, go on. I've got to ask you about that. So if I ask you to set up a 2-bar loop, so it constantly loops, how'd you do that? Go on, carry on doing what you were doing.
Just do it to wherever you want and make sure that this button.
Okay, and it'll loop.
Yeah.
Okay. What I was getting at when I said choosing loops and samples, if I said, okay, so imagine Cubase comes with a load of samples, and you want to put one of those samples into your project, how would you go about doing that? Can you remember?
Loop browser.
Okay, how would you get one of those audio loops in?
Just select it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Insert into project.
Okay, go on, try that then. And then go and look at your project. Okay, why do you think you've got 3 of them?
Because when I clicked them, they came in.
Okay, so you sort of,
yeah.
Maybe you do know, but you've maybe just forgotten that little bit of detail. So you can, the main thing is you can get them in.
Yeah.
How would you change the sound of your 80s drum kit?
The actual
Yeah,
sound.
yeah. Imagine like we just went, actually that's not working.
Go on to here where it is. And
Just pick. Okay, brilliant. Okay, can you go to the software mixer or into the mixer?
Yeah.
Not quite there. I'll get you to talk about that area in a minute. Are you familiar with how you get?
No.
It's. Okay, if you, I mean, you could look around for it, without going on them, because don't look into them a minute. Just look at all these names, and I'm going to ask you not to click on them. Which one, if you had to sort of say where you think it would live, which one do you think the mixer would be under?
Project or audio?
Okay, so I think you're a bit unsure with that then. It's in devices. It's like, if you think of it, maybe it might help to think of it as a device.
Yeah.
So if you click that, and then it's F3 is the shortcut. So see mixer with F3. Click on that. Okay. I'm sure we've covered it and gone over it, and maybe it's something that you've not picked it up. So at the moment, virtually all the faders are at the same level, except the bass. They're all on 0. How did you change that bass level if you don't go into that mixer? Where did you do that?
didn't. It just came in like that.
It came in like
Yeah.
that, didn't it? Because it's an audio file. Okay. That's something then maybe you could just, you could do with consolidating.
Yeah.
But obviously your project's not finished. Once you get it finished, then maybe we can look at that. Okay. I think. Let me